Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and a very special guest by way of Baltimore, Maryland, currently living in Boulder, Colorado. He is the CEO of Sales Boomerang. He is best known as Alex from Sales Boomerang. I'm going to attempt the full name, Alex Kutsishin.
Perfect. You
Something
nailed it
like
all.
that.
Hey, well, no, you nailed it. That was
I
it.
nailed it.
You nailed it.
Look at that. My Ukrainian accent's on point.
It's on point.
Beautiful.
It's like you have a connection to somebody from Ukraine.
Yeah, I do have. Yes. Shout out to Casey McElroy.
Yes.
Who has been on the show.
Yes.
In fact, his episode crushes it on YouTube, like 25,000 plus views.
Oh, beautiful.
His wife,
We're going to
Ina-
beat you, Casey. I'm sorry.
Oh, we are going to beat you, Casey. Yes.
Sorry.
We're going to set out for that. I like the
That's it.
competitiveness. No, I'm super pumped. So Alex and I are in Orlando, Florida together.
Yes.
You flew in. You gave a keynote this morning. We're
Yes.
at the annual Mortgage Bankers Conference.
Yes.
This is John and I's second time recording from this event. We recorded last year. This dude by the name of T. Shane Johnson was our guest. He keynoted. He's an amazing dude. He has like 3 or 4 Guinness World Records for push-ups.
For real?
Yeah, he's also a mortgage dude, and he
Man.
also raises a ton of money and awareness for homeless veterans.
Amazing.
So, I'm just going to set
Yeah.
the bar
Yeah,
high
you've
for
just-
you, Alex.
Woo. Any bar that said hi, I just walk right under, though. That's all.
So, it's funny. I've been following you for the past 3 years on LinkedIn. I love your shirt, by the way. Financial friend with benefits.
With benefits.
I want one of those.
It's coming.
Now, I rock your No Borrower Left Behind.
Yes.
Like, I reached out to you probably during the pandemic, and I was like, hey, I love this shirt. I don't know you. You don't know me. And you're like, cool, what's your address?
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, so we started doing that for certain TLOP listeners.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, those fans of the show that tune in. By the way, if you're tuning in because you're a friend of Alex and you don't know about the Loan Officer Podcast, welcome.
Welcome.
Please go check us out on YouTube. We have a channel. It's called The Loan Officer Podcast.
Yes.
Share, like, subscribe. Same thing if you're on Apple or Spotify. I tend to listen to my podcast on Apple.
I think that's pretty much my go-to.
But Rogan's on Spotify.
I listen on Spotify as well. Actually, just started to switch more to Spotify from Apple Music, because there's a great podcast on there by a lady by the name of Esther Hicks.
Okay.
Yeah, so she does this. She has many books and she does many seminars. So she's only on Spotify. So I started going there, and of course, so is Joe Rogan. So yeah.
And this
Gotta go.
episode is going to be also featured on our website. So in
Oh,
January,
fantastic.
the fans of the show kind of forced us to create more content to host more information.
Yep.
So John and I went out. John went out. I didn't. John went out along with this guy, Dennis Miller. They built this awesome website. So it's not fair to them if I don't talk about it. So it's theloanofficerpodcast.com. Pretty easy. Or TLOPonline.com, because our
Yes.
fans affectionately call us TLOP, T-L-O-P. And then it's also on that event, or on that website, you can hear about the first event we're going to be a part of.
Ooh.
It's Mortgage Mastermind 2022. It's a Stephen Marshall event. It's September 21st and 22nd. I don't know if you're going to be there, but you should be there.
I should be there. And where is it?
It's in Vegas at the Palms.
He always does it in Vegas,
He
right?
always does it in Vegas. He typically does one in the summer and then one in the fall. The one in the fall used to be in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
The one in the summer was always in Vegas, but he took 2 years off due to COVID.
Got it.
So this is kind of like his coming out
Coming
party,
out,
coming back out.
Coming back out.
Coming back out
Coming
party.
back out.
But like he's had people there like George
You
Bush
got to
and Magic
trademark
Johnson.
that. Coming back out.
The coming back out
The
party.
coming back out party. I've never heard that before.
Maybe we could do like a Sales Boomerang TLOP like
Coming back.
party out in Vegas where it's called the coming back out party.
Yes. For Steven.
At Tao nightclub, because I love that nightclub, because
I
that
love
DJ
it.
is on point typically.
Well, look, and this is so before the show started, Dustin is like, "Hey, you're not going to mind putting on headphones." And apparently, these headphones have been worn by the legend Barry Habib. So I'm wearing them
Barry
with pride.
Habib,
Barry-
Dave Savage,
Oh, Dave
Tim
Sa-
Davis.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we can just go
Woo!
through the list.
Woo, I'm
Yeah.
not giving these back. I'm not giving these back.
Yeah, there are still people I'm missing.
Yep.
I want James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits.
Oh.
I would love.
He has
to
worn
have-
these too?
No, he has not.
Oh,
I want
I
him
love
to
that
wear
book.
them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just start sending them to famous people, and then they send them back. Right?
That would work.
Be like, we don't know if you wore them or not, but we're going to tell people you had them.
Well, so John Coleman, who typically is in the hot seat with you,
Yeah.
he is a big believer. If you put it put it out into the universe, it will happen.
Absolutely.
So I'm putting that out there for James Clear's people to try.
That's what
to
Esther Hicks
figure-
talks about all the time. That's why I listen to her. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then my other one is I love the book Never Split the Difference.
I love that book.
So I would
love
love.
it.
It's Chris
Chris
Voss.
Chris Voss, CIA, FBI,
Yeah, FBI. Yeah.
Negotiator.
FBI hostage and negotiator. So I put it out there. So those
Yeah.
are my next
Wow.
two big ones. Industry wide, and Casey and I have talked about this. I'm a big fan of what they do over at Xenix.
Yeah.
So I would love to sit down with Casey. She and I tried to hook up, but when she was going to be in Orlando, I was going to be out of town.
Yeah.
And I haven't made a trip to Atlanta where she lives, and I only do these podcasts in person.
Yeah. Well, I love even during COVID.
Yes.
Nice, just masks and everything.
No mask. no. You know what? I figured,
12 feet apart.
Well, so we typically would be like on each end of the table.
End of the
If
tables,
we're
yeah.
in my studio office, that's how it's set up.
Yeah.
We're set up differently because we're at a trade show.
Yeah.
In fact, thinking of trade shows, check out the Home Lending Pal swag.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like right behind us. If you're on
Oh.
YouTube, you can see the Home Lending Pal swag. If you don't know about Home Lending Pal,
Oh yeah.
now you do. Follow them, watch them. They are trying to revolutionize the mortgage industry. They're trying to take all bias out.
Oh,
I'm talking
isn't that beautiful?
at the lead gen standpoint.
Yeah.
Take bias out. They want to serve the underserved. They want to be the resource for first generation homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
They want to partner with banks and credit unions and lenders, and they want to take the data and use this fancy little thing called blockchain to transfer the data.
And they're doing it for all the right reasons.
And they're doing it for all the right reasons.
Yeah. That's important.
Yep. So I want to hook you up with Brian Young. Brian's been a guest on the show.
Nice.
Like before, I joke about this because Brian's a friend of mine, but like this was Home Lending Pal's coming out party like a year and a half ago. Brian was
Not
one of
coming
those
out
first
again,
guests.
but just coming
No,
out.
coming out.
Coming out.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you've never heard of them?
Yeah, here it
I
is.
want to be one of the first people to say I helped put them on the map.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, I don't
And you
think I did. I think Brian Young put them on the map, and
That's
then
right.
Joey put them on the map, and then Steve
The
put them on the
team.
map. But you know, little selfishly.
Put them on a podcast map.
There you go.
There's
Yes.
lots of maps out there.
Yeah, and I can't wait to have Brian back. Like they're out right now trying to raise their Series A funding.
Nice.
Right, it's a big deal. Like
It's a
you're
big
used
deal.
to that, right? You come from the tech world.
I do.
In fact, by the way, for those that made it through the first 7 minutes of Alex and I bantering back and forth and just having a good time.
Which, by the
this-
way, we did 30 minutes before the cameras even turned on.
Correct, and then 30 minutes before that.
Yes.
You and I are a bunch of like wind us up and let us
Yeah,
go.
like zip.
Yep. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're too much." I'm like, "That's when you can exit."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Like,
It's not for everyone.
it's not for, but no, you're a technology dude.
Yes.
Like I'm a mortgage dude.
Yes.
You're a technology dude that was introduced to the mortgage industry like
Yes.
5 years ago.
Correct.
So we're gonna do an episode, technology in the mortgage industry,
Nice. When are we doing that today?
like right now.
Oh, I love it.
Like
Cool. Is the
right
show
now.
starting now?
The
This is
show's
great.
starting right now. Full disclosure, like our fans are true fans. Like,
Yeah.
like they tune in for the full 35 or 45 minutes that we do.
Yeah.
And some people love this.
Yeah.
Other people legit were like, I wish you would just shut up and get to the meat and the
Yeah,
potatoes.
yeah.
So what I want to do is whenever John
This is
and
the
I,
vegetarian version.
Yes.
We're getting to the meat and potatoes next.
I think this is more the pescatarian.
The pescatarian.
Yeah, we're not quite all veggies, but we're gonna throw in some fish and shrimp.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, what I want to be able to do one day is be able to have staff, because right now it's just John and I. This
Yeah.
is a passion project. This is a hobby.
You guys kill it.
It's a thank you.
Yeah.
It's a hobby because hobbies are fun and they cost you money.
Yes.
Like golf, like
Sure.
playing poker for many people.
Golf. I love that.
Fishing.
There's a lot of
boating.
golfing people out there that say you can't call that a hobby, but okay.
But one day, if we ever choose it for it to be more than just a hobby,
Yeah.
I would love to have someone who could actually let the audience members know, hey, if you don't like the BS and the banter, then you need to go ahead and tune in on like minute 8,
Yes.
second 13, and that's when.
Well, what you need to do in a post editing is like put in quotations, lots of banter. 8 minutes of banter, then it starts. So just let people skip that. As a matter of fact, I bet you there's technology that allows them to just skip. You just put
You
a
would
little,
know that, I wouldn't.
Yeah, see, I'm a tech guy.
Yes.
See, so there's technology out there that basically allows you, just like in movies that you get on. There's a thing called DVDs. Used to be
Yes.
a thing called DVDs. Now they're frisbees. That you could literally, or CDs. You could literally just post, hey, this is another chapter. So you can create
Very
chapters
cool.
to jump right to
One day I have my people, i.e. John Coleman, call your people.
it. I.e. Alex.
But let's jump
Let's
into
talk.
that. Like
Let's do
let's
it.
talk about, especially because I just hated on a bunch of people when I did a previous episode.
Yeah.
John and I sat down and we talked about social media.
Yeah.
And I talked about how I loathe social media, but then I realized I don't loathe it because loathe means like just you despise it.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Okay, that's fair.
So then people are like, oh, you're a boomer, or oh, you're old school and we're new school. And I had to like circle back and I'm like, no, guys and girls, I see its need and I will coach loan officers and branch managers.
Sure.
You have to embrace it. Technology is something that I will tell you 100%. To quote Ricky Bobby,
Yeah.
you're the first or you're last. Like you are either in on technology or you're being left behind. So you have to be in on technology.
Yes.
And this is coming from a guy who barely knows how to turn on his computer. This is coming from somebody who I thought a computer was good for email, a computer was good for checking my fantasy football.
Yeah.
All
relevant, by the way. All relevant.
And then this thing called Google changed my life, and then all of a sudden I had like a encyclopedia at my fingertips.
Yes.
So that was what I knew it as. But guys like you start talking about data analytics, and you start talking about data mining, and I don't know, things way over my head. So what I want to get at is I do want you to talk about Sales Boomerang, because I'm a huge fan of what you all are doing. I've been following your success model for the better part of the past 3 or 4 years. It started with your No Borrower Left Behind campaign for me.
It's a mission,
But you do more than just that.
Sure.
So I want to talk about that, but also want to talk about you being a technologist.
Yeah.
Like, where is this industry, the housing industry, the mortgage industry, the personal finance industry, where is it going? And if I'm a consumer, what are some technologies I should be buying into? And if I'm a professional, right? And this could be a financial advisor, it could be life insurance sales, it could be a realtor, whether that's commercial or residential, and most importantly, your private bankers and your mortgage loan originators. Like, what should I be doing with technology to make sure that I'm doing the best to serve my community, to create clients for life, and because it's a business, add ROI?
Well, that's our favorite 3 letters, as you know, ROI. So that's a packed question of technology in general. What should each of those categories be doing with technology or looking into technology? So, I can definitely put myself in the category of technologist, but I'm also one of those people that doesn't believe that everything is for everyone.
Okay.
Right? But there are technologies for everyone. All right. And so let's talk about that for a second. Because like Google, for instance, I can't imagine anyone in this entire building that we're in right now that has not engaged or uses Google in a positive, effective, helpful manner on a daily, multiple times a day, right?
Correct.
And when I think about technology, I think about it that way. I think about technology in a monopoly sense, right? This is a kind of strange thing to think about, since monopolies are technically illegal in the United States, yet we can point to many monopolies in the United States that we're happy that they exist, Google being one of them, right? Are there other search engines? Yeah.
Bing.
Who?
Bing. Yeah.
That just sounds like something hit the floor. So, Bing was an interesting one, but when you look at technology and you look at something like Google has built something that has made our lives easier, right? Better, enhancements. In some way, it's enhanced our life. You can even question a lot of what happens in school based on what Google has created, saying, hey, we went to school as kids to learn things, right? Well, there's this brain that's available to me that has all the answers all the time. So maybe because of the shift in technology that Google has created, maybe we should shift the way we teach kids in school. Maybe it's not just about learning information, because the information is here. Maybe it's about the creativity of how to use this information, right? So why do I like not disruptors, but thinking about technology like monopolies, is how there are some technologies that are good for some, not for everyone.
Okay.
Right? I like to think about the ones that are good for everyone. Okay, and so when I think about a technology and like what should we be thinking about in the housing space, the mortgage space, the financial space, it's how are we helping consumers improve their situation without asking consumers to decide if it's time to improve their situation. That's a mouthful. Let me explain to you what I mean.
Please do.
Okay, so Dustin, you're sitting at home and you are qualified. There's a benefit of value for you, and you can reduce your mortgage payment by $85. What happens today is you get a phone call, an email, a text message, some kind of advertisement. Somebody reaches out to you and says, I want to help you out. You have this opportunity. And you say, great, what's my opportunity? Well, we think we can save you some money per month. Okay, how much do you think I can save? Well, let's say up to $100. Okay, fantastic. But before I can do this for you, I need you to jump through a bunch of hoops for me.
Maybe not.
No, you have to jump through hoops. You have to fill out documents. You have to fill out information, right? Think about this. Like, in this is overall. Now, you may be thinking of something that exists in a niche place right now, and that's where technology should be going. The technology that I'm talking about, where people need to be investing, is technology that takes Dustin, and Dustin gets a message that says, hey, Dustin, you can save $85 a month. Would you like to?
Yes, please.
Boom. No more hoops to jump through. You should just get it.
Yeah.
Right? Because Dustin, you don't know which programs are best for you. You need all of this education, but a technology out there, just like what Home Lending Pal is doing, right? They're taking the bias out of it. They're taking the bias out of it. I mean, think of it. It's brilliant. Well, why don't we take the guesswork out of it for you, the consumer, right? So all technology, when it comes to finance or real estate, mortgage, how do we take the thinking part out of it for the consumer? Because the consumer needs to hear from you anyway. They're going to ask you for the best advice anyway. And if you know the best situation, not the best situation for your bank, but the best situation for the consumer, let's just give it to them if we can. Why do we have to get them to fill out forms, answer lots of questions? If for a fact I'm your bank and I know that I can do this for you, and I know you're qualified already, like for a fact.
Because I have your data.
Correct.
Because I have your data.
Correct.
Yes.
Absolutely right. I'm a client. You're a client of my bank. I have all of your information. I've just been notified that you're completely qualified for this. I still have to make you jump through hoops today. So again, you're talking about the future of technology, what to invest in. We need to invest in things that Dustin can focus on, the things that he's doing, this beautiful podcast, the work you're doing in the mortgage industry, other hobbies and things that you're into, things that bring you joy, things that you give back to the community, and let your technology through your banks or your mortgage companies or your real estate companies take care of the needs that you have without asking you to figure out if this is the right time for you to take care of those needs. Just do it. Just give it to me, right? So my whole point, again, going back to where to invest in technology that literally not inches us forward, but takes leaps forward and gives you the time to not have to think about those little minute details of, is this the right time? Is this for me? Just do it for me. If there's a benefit, just notify me that I'm good to go.
So I'm listening to you right now with multiple hats that I wear.
Yeah.
Right? I will always wear the hat of loan officer because that is how I got my career started back in 2004.
Yeah.
This show is called the Loan Officer Podcast because I firmly believe that every person needs a great loan officer in their back pocket.
Yes.
Because LOs know people. And for many people, I stole this from your buddy Dave Savage.
They don't need a loan officer. They need a
financial friend with benefits.
They need a financial friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, think about this, and I stole this from Dave.
Yeah.
Dave Savage is the person that I first heard explain it in the most clear terms.
Oh, I already know what you're saying, and I love it too.
That financial advisors only help people who have $100,000+, usually $250,000+ in assets, which is not 98% of the American populace.
Correct. Yes.
So we in the mortgage industry tend to be the first and only people the consumer, our community, our people come to. We need to be their financial friend with benefits.
Yes.
Right? So like for me, I'm listening to you speak and I'm thinking, okay, as a loan officer, that's who I am. And then what if I'm a producing manager?
Yes.
Or I'm an area manager? Or I sit on the executive team, or I'm the CEO of this independent mortgage bank or this credit union or this bank-owned mortgage company.
Yep.
Then what type of lens should I be looking at technology with? And I think it's the same lens. I think it gets wider and it gets deeper the higher you go up the food chain in terms of the industry.
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing you speak, the first thing I know is like, okay, well, I better have a CRM. Right?
Sure.
If I'm thinking technology and someone's tuning into this show because they want to hear Dustin and Alex talk about technology, I need a CRM.
Yep.
Like, I talk about this all the time because I use it. I'm a Jungo user.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love Jungo. In fact, I love Jungo so much. We talked about that event in September 21st and 22nd in the Palms in
and we're
Vegas.
throwing a party at Tao.
Well, you and I are doing that.
Yeah.
We put it out there.
Yeah.
But Jungo's going to come in, and John and I are going to speak on the during a lunch portion, and Jungo is going to sponsor the lunch, so that way people have a free lunch because people love free stuff.
And they're fantastic, by the way.
And they are. But like Total Expert does a good job. The people over at Top of My Network do a good job. So like the first place I'm going to start as an originator is I need a good CRM.
Yeah.
But I've learned that's not enough.
Sure.
Right? We talked about Dave Savage. I'm a huge fan of what Dave's doing at Mortgage Coach, but I'm finding that that's one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
There are so many other technologies that I need to be embracing because, and this is where I want to get your stance on this. You entered the mortgage space 5 years ago.
Yes.
What intrigued you as someone who's coming from a marketing technology background?
Yeah.
What intrigued you? What got you excited to come into this space with your background and your insight?
The answer to every question that I asked was, that's just how it works. That's what intrigued me about this industry.
It was pale, male, and stale. It was old.
Yes, that's
Okay.
it. That's it. And every question was, why does that happen that way? Because that's just how it is. What about this? That's just how it is. What about this thing? Well, that's just how the industry works. And I'm like, okay, so is this industry ready for a little creativity is the question. And as one of my mentors taught me, look for an industry with no leader and a big opportunity. And that's what this was.
Yeah.
There was no leader. There was a bunch of data, but there was just data. It was unorganized. There's no purpose to it. It was this old way of thinking of from the 2000s where big data was this really sexy thing, but then it became the gum on the bottom of your running shoe, right? You're like, why am I slowing down? Why is data, big data on its own, gum on the bottom of your running shoes? Because you have to stop and analyze what this data is about. So you're moving, but you're like, okay, hold on a second. What do I do with this data? All right, let's get moving. What do I do with this data? And so, it was about making it actionable, making it purposeful. Like, how do we take this information about people and actually put it to work, make it useful for the people utilizing it, like the loan officer, right, and the banks. And so that was the thing that intrigued me the most. Is a $2 trillion industry, the biggest industry in the United States, the biggest industry in the world. If you look at the assets that it manages, right? There's entire mortgage-backed. It was so funny. And I used to think a mortgage, right? This is what I used to think the mortgage industry was. You ready? In 2015, my understanding of the mortgage industry was you buy a house, you hold on to that house. When you sell the house, you hope you make a profit.
Okay.
That's all I thought the mortgage industry was. You're just there to give me a chance to own a house and pay this thing down and hopefully make some money one day. That's it. Didn't realize that there's hundreds of programs and didn't realize that mortgage-backed securities is mortgage-backed securities.
Yes,
I was
a bond.
I was like, wait a second. Now I get, like, literally had no connection to this entire market and didn't realize the size, the scope, the value, the way that it moves the world. We saw what happened in 2007, 8, and 9,
Yes.
right? Literally moves the world. And so when I realized that and saw that there's this real disconnect, right? That why does it work this way? Because that's how it's always worked. And that's an absolute time for change. Right.
Okay, so I'm running my branch, I'm running my book of business, I'm running my company.
Yeah.
And I sit down, and whether we're having bourbon together,
Yeah.
or whether you're in pitching me or you're doing a consultation with me.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're sharing with me,
Mm-hmm.
saying, hey, Dustin, if you and your team aren't doing X, you are going to find yourself left in the dust of your competitors who are?
Yeah.
What are some of those things? For the listeners who are tuning in, like what are some nuggets that you can drop today that you're like, hey, y'all need to be doing this? And get specific. If you want to pimp out your company, please do, because I love what you all are doing.
Yeah.
If you want to promote another company because you love what they're doing, like it's an open forum.
Got it. So just talk in general. If I'm
Yes.
talking to a lender today and I'm telling them this is what you must be doing, well, you nailed part of it. So a system of record to house all of your data in one place is a must-have. So like a CRM, okay? An automated marketing machine is a must-have, right? If you're currently not automating your marketing, what is marketing automation? Marketing automation is anytime you want to be communicating with your customer base, you should have an automated approach to that. So there's these annual reviews, birthdays, different things. If you're still doing it manually, that's a problem. If you're getting a Sales Boomerang notification, right, just like you said, let's pimp out Sales Boomerang for just a second. So what Sales Boomerang does, for those of you that don't know, is we tell lenders when someone in their database is ready for a loan and which loan they're ready for, right? That's the best part about it. And let me be clear for everyone listening that doesn't know, what is a database? Everyone's like, oh, a database is somebody I've done a loan for. That's just one piece. That's actually the smallest part of your database. Your database consists of people you've done loans for, people in your pipeline, your active pipeline, the leads you're reaching out to, they have not responded yet, but you're reaching out to them consistently, trying to get them to hear your pitch. And then, of course, the people you had to deny and turn down, that you couldn't help them. That is your database, okay? So your entire database needs to have the ability to have automated communication around it. I'm still blown away when I meet organizations that don't have it. And that's just like check the box, must have, all right? So again, if we're just answering the question, if you were
Kind of like when I was single and I was dating, like must have all your teeth.
Must have all your teeth.
Must have all your teeth.
That's a prerequisite.
Or a really good dental implants like I have.
Yeah, perfect. Whatever
Okay.
it takes.
All
Must
right.
have good teeth. Doesn't
Yes.
matter how they
Yeah.
got there. Must have good teeth. must have good teeth to put on your profile.
Yeah.
But you got married early. There's no way you didn't. There was no apps when you were.
No, there weren't.
Yeah,
there weren't at all. But I do have, because all of my teeth are fake.
You did
and
old school. You went to the bar. You went to like a physical location.
I went to
and
high
that's-
school.
You went to high school.
I went
That's
to
what-
high school.
That's where
literally.
you met your wife.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were high school. I knew you got married early.
Yeah.
High school
Met her in
sweethearts.
ninth grade biology class. She would not give me the time of day, but she has this beautiful blonde hair. Her hair was cornrowed because she was a part of the state cross country team. They're going off to states. All the girls had their hair cornrowed like Brooke Shields from that movie from before you and I were born. And she was wearing like the cutest tracksuit.
And that's it. Love at
she
first
still
sight.
wouldn't give me the time of day. So it wasn't until like junior year
Did
that
you have
we
a good
started
smile?
dating. Yes.
Yes. This
Yes.
doesn't work.
Yeah, when you're born without teeth.
Yes.
And so you start wearing prosthetics at like first grade.
Is this
true
that's,
story?
That's what that's your story.
Yeah. So like my whole entire grill is dental implants.
Nice.
At this point,
they're
like,
perfect teeth. I was going to
thank you,
compliment you earlier.
Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Charles Curley in Altamont Springs,
Boom.
Florida.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
But anyhow, we digress. So you were saying, let's get down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But
So,
no, you were saying,
okay, so
but like,
if I'm advising someone,
Yes.
okay, so we talked about a database that or somehow have all of your records in one digital place, like a CRM, marketing automation. A lot of CRMs have marketing automation. Intelligence. Look, if you are in the financial space and you don't understand your customers, what are you doing? There's a reason why there's 18% retention rates in the mortgage industry.
that's stupid. That is
stupid.
stupid
It's
low.
stupid.
Like
Stupid low.
So I did a loan for you.
Yeah.
I did a loan for 10,000 other people.
Yeah.
But of those 10,000, you're saying only 1,800
will ever come back to you.
will ever come
Ever.
back to me.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a comparison to all the other major industries. We are the lowest of all, including insurance.
I like how you said we.
We.
Like mortgage industry.
Yes, we.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
in. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in this industry.
Yeah.
I'm in this industry. Don't know which camera I'm looking at, but I'm in it. So you must understand your customers. You got to. Like, it's kind of crazy that we even have to say that, right? Like, you have to understand your customers. You have to have a way to present your information to your customers. Shout out to Mortgage Coach and Dave Savage and Joe and the team. What they've done there is amazing. That the way you present your presentation matters. We're in a hotel right now. Imagine you walked into your room and the pillow was on the floor, the blankets were crunched up together, the TV was sideways. You'd be like, I'm not staying here.
Yeah, I want a new room.
I want a new room. Presentation matters. Guys, presentation matters in mortgage too. Stop. How many people have a black and white TV at home?
Zero.
Zero.
Yes.
Because presentation matters,
Yeah.
right? We're using these amazing headphones because it matters. So when you're presenting to your consumers, to your borrowers, to your customers, make sure that your presentation is flawless. It answers their questions. It gives them the confidence to say yes. It is very, very scary, okay? And exciting, but very scary to see all these black and white pieces of paper with lots of words and numbers and things on there, and you're being asked to make a decision. I don't want that. I want to be spoken to like somebody's reading a children's book to me.
So you're talking about presentation matters. So I coach this loan officer. I'm going to give a shout out to Sarah Gallardo. So Sarah, been in the industry for a whopping maybe 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
And she is the future of this industry, and I love what she's starting to do in her career.
Yeah.
Presentation, she goes, oh yeah, hey DO. So every time I go over an LE with a client, I do it over Zoom. I go, you make your clients get on Zoom with you? She goes, oh no, they don't get on with me. I just do a Zoom, I record it, me going through their LE, doing a screen share as if I had an audience, and then I email it to them. She's like, I can do that at 9 o'clock at night after I put my baby down for the
bed.
night.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, presentation matters.
Presentation
as simple
matters.
as I think that's probably in a free account. Even if it's not free, it's $29.99 for a Zoom account.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Presentation matters.
All right.
So here I am. We're advising someone about what they should be doing in the tech space in the mortgage, right? So we just talked about having some place to store your information, having it automated with communication intelligence. You got to know what's happening with your customers so you can be there for them so they come back to you more and more often. Again, pimping out Sales Boomerang for a second, our clients are like at least double the average of 18% retention rates. At least.
So your clients,
Yes.
36%
At
at
least.
Okay.
We got groups like KP at PRMG is like I think tickling 70%. Annie Mac is over that. Like it's insane, right? It's beautiful. The right systems, but it's delivered through automation too, right? Sales Boomerang with those groups that I just mentioned. It's not just, hey, Dustin, here's a list of people you should contact. Good luck. It's already pushing into an automated system that's delivering emails and text messages and reminders to the loan officers, keeping them, connected to the event that just happened that we alerted them on. And then we talked about presentation. Now, there's a great company out there that I think everyone needs to look into. It's called Capacity.
Okay.
Capacity is amazing. It's an AI engine. It's like a chatbot engine, but it's internal. It can work external too, and it just helps answer questions that your loan officers may have and your borrowers may have much faster. It's just amazing.
Like
it's
underwriting questions.
any
or-
question, really
Okay.
anything. You can ask it anything. It's
Like Siri.
Like Siri.
Like
You can,
Kev at Home Lending
like
Pal.
Kev at Home Lending Pal.
Okay.
Exactly right. So internally, like for instance, you can say, hey, which all my loans that are in underwriting, which one is set to close the earliest, right? And it can just go this is who. I'm just giving an example.
You mean I don't have to open up Encompass,
Yes.
sort through the pipeline,
No.
and look that way?
Correct.
Which I can do.
All kinds of things like
Yes,
that. Like
okay.
crazy, amazing question. How many Sales Boomerang notifications did I get that were credit improvements in the last 30 days? Oh, here it is. That's it, literally you speak to it like that.
So your technology, because you were the CEO of Sales Boomerang.
Yes.
Are you the founder of Sales Boomerang?
Correct, yeah.
You founded it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I
Thanks,
didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
today years old. Like,
Yeah.
I knew you're the CEO, but I
Yeah.
didn't know that you came in and you founded the
I get that
technology.
question a lot. Because I guess in if a company has been invested in, or there's a lot of CEOs that come in. But no, this is founder. Yeah.
Founder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's super
I feel
fun,
that much
super
more
fun.
privileged now to be here with you, Alex.
Ah, cool, thanks.
But what you've done a really good job is you API with so many other technologies. Like
30.
Like you're not a CRM, but you're like, no, but I API with all of them.
All of them.
You're not an LOS, but you're like, oh, Encompass? Yeah, I API with Encompass
Sure.
all day long. I'm sure you do Byte and Calyx and everyone
We have like
else.
30 integrations. I don't know, like 30
And
integrations.
then Capacity, not your company.
Not our company.
No, but you
Fantastic.
recognize their value, so you
Absolutely.
make sure that your technology talks to their technology.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. And because again, remember, I like to invest in things that are going to eliminate unnecessary steps, actions, activities for people that don't need to take them. Like if you don't need to, just we all have a limited time on this planet, right? And if we can eliminate some steps in getting to where we want to get to and make things a little bit more enjoyable, that's the kind of thing. So we were talking about earlier, where to invest in the future of tech. Let's eliminate as many steps as possible so that you can do what you need to do and get back to your family faster, get back to your hobbies faster, get back to the things that bring you lots of joy. If you like filling out mortgage documents, you know what? You should do it. Right? Like if you like logging into Encompass and finding all this information, you should do it. You don't need, if you like to just sift through your database, randomly call every single person on there, not knowing what to say and why there's value, do that. You don't need Sales Boomerang then, right? But I believe that you should find ways to create time, right? It's getting your time back and kind of getting into the things that will generate more either fun for you or more revenue for you, depending on what category you're trying to focus on.
Well, so here's my call to action for people listening in.
Yeah.
Who say, oh no, I like doing this myself.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But do you like being a dick to other people? And like, oh no, I don't want to be a dick to anyone else.
Yeah.
I said, well, look, when you're doing all these processes manually, you're helping less people. If you are truly good at what you do or great at what you do, your
Bingo.
job is to help as many people as you can
That's
every
right.
single day.
Yes.
So if you're doing things that bog you down, then you're being a dick.
Yep.
Because you are only helping 2 people that day when you could have helped 7.
Yeah, this is the hashtag for this episode is don't be a dick.
Don't
hashtag
be a dick.
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
But no, but
this is great.
that's how I have to get loan officers to wrap their heads around.
It's a great way of
you know,
doing it.
I believe everyone's worth my time.
Yes.
Some people are worth 7 minutes. Some people are worth 70 minutes.
Yes.
Right. I want to help all people, but I can't help those that can't help themselves.
Correct.
I'll give them 7 minutes.
Well, this is, and again, we're going to just give, Dave keeps getting shout outs here. Dave also said.
Dave's a good dude, though. You're not going to meet someone nicer
Legend.
than him.
No. He's the greatest. It speaks from the heart always. And he said something great. He said, technology is not going to replace loan officers, right? It's loan officers using technology are going to replace loan officers not using technology.
Yes.
That's your comment about not being a dick, because you can't help as many people as you say. There's a lot of loan officers that say, I'm in it just to help people. Why aren't you investing in technology? I don't want to learn new things. I can't do. All right, so you're not really in it to help as many people as possible. You're only there to help as many people as you can, but you can help a lot more, right?
Yep.
So I get your point. I love it.
Yeah, and then like I always tell a story about my business partner, Mike Smalley. I talk about Mike because I know him very well. By the way, today's his birthday. We're
Oh.
filming this on June 22nd, by the way.
Happy birthday, Mike.
He's actually up in I think North Carolina. His son's a high school baseball player who's really good. He's trying to get recognized, and they're
Nice.
doing like all that stuff right now. But no, like Mike
in Florida, by the way.
His team is in Florida.
He's a
He's
team,
a Florida kid.
Got it.
But anyhow, Mike actually pitched at Florida State and then later over at University of Florida.
Wow.
And then was drafted by the Braves, but that was like 25 years ago. His son's really good too, and his son is doing something today. So Mike's not with us.
I got it.
But he's still alive. He's not like not with us like he died. He's not with us like he's physically not in the building.
Mike is definitely getting a text message. His wife is everything okay with Mike?
But nonetheless, Mike is a phenomenal mortgage loan originator. He's
Yeah.
also a phenomenal leader.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude like puts up 20, 30, 40 units a month.
A month. Killing it.
It's Mike that taught. By the way, he's still a regional vice president who also coaches loan officers and helps run 12 branches.
And let me ask you a question. This
Yes.
might help everyone listening too. Did Mike go through a coaching program to get to 30, 40 a
Yes.
month?
Yeah, Mike started way back in the day with Loan Toolbox.
Really?
Right, like literally way back in
Great.
the day. Loan Toolbox, Kai McBride, Tim Brahim. Then he found this coach, Tom Ward, and then from Tom Ward, he actually found the core. So
Yep.
shout out to the core. He was in the core for 7 years.
There you go.
So yes.
Got it.
Yes, Mike is.
This is important for your audience to hear, because some people are like, well, why do I need coaching? Do I really need?
Yeah,
Like,
anybody who's anybody is coach.
if I'm giving advice, like you said, hey, if I was talking to coaching,
Yes.
must have coaching.
Must have coaching.
Must have coaching. Find your
and adopt
find,
technology.
Yes.
But-
In a what?
No, I said and adopt technology.
Adopt technology, 100%. But if we're sitting here and I'm advising a more, like you said, hey, pretend you're giving me advice. One of the pieces of advice would absolutely be get coaching.
Yes.
Get coaching for your whole team, always. Never stop the coaching.
Yes, and there's lots of good coaching out there.
Amazing
I mean,
coaches
Mortgage
out there.
Marketing Animals, The Core, Next Level, Todd Duncan has coaching.
Absolutely.
John and I are actually going to launch on the website. We're doing some coaching now just
Yeah.
because the audience has asked us.
Yes.
So yes, I
And
didn't
the
even
best
ask
of-
you to say that, but yeah, I firmly believe it. And yes, Mike has gotten to where he's gotten because of coaching.
Well, this is the part, and this is the part where we talk, and let's get back to Mike here in a
Yes.
second, but this is the part that when you talk about technology, and not everyone needs all technology at all times, but coaching, you need it. Like that's you should not, if you care about your craft and what you're doing for your people, your team, your family, doesn't matter, you should get coaching.
Yes, life
Period.
coach, coaching,
Doesn't matter.
counseling,
Counsel-
all of the
all of it.
above,
All of it.
the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, so I'll get off and on Mike quickly
Yeah.
here. So, but the one thing that Mike taught me, and now we teach our loan officers, which at this point we're up to like 100 of them.
Beautiful.
Let's just
Congrats.
say thank you. Yeah, we'll finally hit that elusive $1 billion in production
Oh,
number.
man, congratulations.
Which would be a whole lot of fun. It was
In post edits, there needs to be fireworks and stuff. all
yeah,
right?
it was a BHAG. Like, we are realtor, builder referred, purchase focused. We will be 80% purchase, 90% purchase, and it'll be $1 billion in fundings.
Wow.
But so what Mike has taught me is you work so hard for that lead.
Yeah.
You spend so much time, so many years, so much money to generate that lead.
Just the lead.
The lead. Why would you not integrate automation? Why would
Yes.
you not integrate something like Sales Boomerang
Yes.
to make sure that you are doing everything in your power to embrace and wrap your arms around that lead to make sure you do their loan today?
Yes.
But if they don't qualify, you do their loan when they do qualify, and not just their one loan today.
Yeah.
But you told the story about Alice.
Yes.
Alice is a real person who has done 11 mortgage transactions
Yes.
in her 40-year adult life.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you want to do all 11 of Alice's?
At least
but,
get up to the plate for all 11. At
Yeah.
least get up to the plate and know that she needs you right now.
But you need technology to help you get there.
100%.
Or you need to be willing to work 22 hours a day.
But you said something very interesting. And have you ever heard of something called RODA? RODA?
No.
RODA. RODA. Everyone, listen up. RODA is return on database assets. Not ROI, return on investment, but RODA, return on database assets. What is a database asset in the mortgage industry? Your leads, your database, your customers. If you do the math, like what is the cost of doing one loan?
Oh.
6, 7, 8,000? I don't know.
Well, it's 11,000 if you're running a mortgage company. When you factor in all the costs, we're about 11 grand, but that includes LO commission. If I strip out LO commission, you're probably closer to 6, 7 grand.
All right, so let's just say 7 grand. Just keep
Okay.
it simple.
Yep.
At 1,000 loans, that's 700,000 you've invested into your database. It's a depreciating asset until you turn on something like Sales Boomerang. It becomes an appreciating asset because we're getting all of your database to come back to you. You get an at-bat, talking about baseball. You get an at-bat, you get to swing at the business, and again, if you do it right, you become like those companies like Annie Mac, and you're in the 70, 80, 90 percentile where every time you get an event, you know you're going to contact the customer, and the customer is more than likely, unlike everybody else at 18%, they're more than likely to come back to you. So RODA, return on database assets, is exactly what Mike was trying to teach you.
Yes, and it
The
reminds me
value
of
of
a friend of the show, a buddy of mine, a guy by the name of Tim Davis. Tim was at Movement Mortgage forever. He's no longer at Movement. I think he's at Atlantic Bay, if I'm
Yeah, I
correct.
wouldn't know.
Hey, Tim Davis, Google him.
Yeah.
You'll find out where he works now. And he also is a mortgage coach himself, right?
Yeah.
He offers coaching services. But I was listening to Tim speak because he's a phenomenal presenter and does great keynotes. And in one of his slide decks, he had shared the quote of, and I'm going to butcher it, but I'll do my best here. Your network is the sum of your net worth is the sum of your net work.
I love
the
it.
same thing applies to your database.
100%.
The bigger your database and the more that you mine that database and you market to that database, the higher your net worth should be. Net worth would come from revenue. You got to go out there and generate revenue. Hopefully you generate more revenue than you do have expenses.
Yes.
Therefore you have net revenue, and hopefully that net revenue number is bigger than it was the year prior. But you need to be able to embrace certain technologies. Run me through this because we're getting a little bit long on time, and you have a flight to catch. I don't know.
I do. That's
Okay,
all right.
I know you have a flight to
Let's just
catch.
walk and talk. Follow us with the cameras, please.
We're not quite there yet. Maybe one day. Maybe by this time next year we'll be there.
Long form documentaries. Yeah, that's next.
But run me through Sales Boomerang. If I'm running a mortgage branch,
Yeah.
or if I'm running a division, or I'm a CEO of a mortgage company,
Yeah.
what am I going to reach out to Sales Boomerang and ask that technology to do for me?
Okay, so a couple things. If profitability is important, Sales Boomerang is going to be a great partner, meaning profit per loan is important because our cost to acquire a client is the lowest in the industry outside of a referral. Sub 300 in most cases, right? Which is incredible. You know that the cost of acquiring a client, a borrower, is somewhere between $1,500 to $2,000.
Easily, yep.
Easily. We're around 300, right? A lot of times less than that. So if profitability is important, this is important. But if we step back and just make it simple, just simplify everything. Sales Boomerang is a radar in your database. For instance, you fish at all?
Yes,
Okay.
love to fish.
Love to fish. If you ever gone deep sea fishing, you know, even if you go into river and lake fishing too, but deep sea specifically, no captain goes out deep sea fishing without a radar.
Correct.
Not like, as soon as the radar came out, every fisherman is like, yes.
In fact, it is so important.
Yes.
It is so important that they will make us turn off our smartphones.
Yes.
Because they don't want us to have access to their GPS coordinates.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important.
So a radar to a fishing captain is their life now. They know for a fact that if they have that, they can take you out and you will catch a fish. And when you pay for deep sea fishing, you want to catch a fish. You don't want to go out there for 6 hours and catch nothing.
Because that shit ain't cheap.
That shit ain't cheap. And so this is exactly what Sales Boomerang does for the financial industry. We are the radar. We are looking at your database, your customer base, and we're letting you know which one of those borrowers is ready for a loan and which loan they're ready for. So things like, oh, you talked to Alex yesterday and he wasn't credit qualified. He is today. You get notified that he's credit qualified. Oh, you have borrowers in your database right now that could absolutely benefit from taking cash out of their house to pay down loans, make investments. We will let you know who those people are, what they're qualified for, how much they're qualified, all of it.
And you send me a report. Like if I'm a manager and I have 10 or 15 LOs under me, you can send me a report saying, hey, we notified these 10 or 15 LOs of these 37 alerts.
Correct.
So I can go back and say, hey, homie, did you reach out to so-and-so?
Yes.
Right? They just had their credit pulled by another lender, or their FICO just went from a 585, now they're at a 640.
There you go.
Have you reached out to them?
Yes.
By the way, if I'm a branch manager in the mortgage industry and I'm managing loan officers, wouldn't my loan officers love to then take that information to realtors and say, hey, realtor, do you remember you referred me so-and-so back in September of last year? By the way, the realtor's going to be like, nah, I don't remember that. Hey, no worries. I actually told you they didn't qualify because at the time they didn't qualify. I have good news for you.
Yeah.
They now qualify.
That's it.
Like, that's as good as handing a realtor a brand new listing.
It's a golden referral. Somebody shared that with me as a concept. They're like, Alex, when we refer business to our agents, it's called the golden referral. And when you use Sales Boomerang, lenders using Sales Boomerang, they give more referrals to their agents than their agents give to them.
Wow. That's
all
huge.
Day, every day.
That because you're dumping every lead in there.
Every opportunity, yes.
I think it is good to know, Sales Boomerang at this standpoint, you're not a lead generator.
No.
So we in the industry still have to go out and acquire our leads. Now,
Correct.
if I'm a mortgage servicer, then I have a boatload of Sales Boomerang ready clients that I can dump into the system.
But remember, leads, turn downs, pipeline, those are all opportunities. So, I was just having a conversation after I got off the stage. Someone was asking me like, hey, I am starting a company and I want to turn on Sales Boomerang. I don't have any records. What should I do? Can we use it for prospecting? The answer is yes, you can. You can. You could buy a database, put it in, and we'll give you all the intelligence. You're just not going to get the same results as somebody that's been nurturing a database. They've been calling this lead. They have this person in the pipeline. They've done these loans. They have these referrals. Those are just going to be more easy to convert and reach out to. But yes, we don't sell you brand new leads, brand new records. We're not like, hey, Dustin, here's 100,000 people. Good luck calling them. No, you come to us with 100,000 people, and we tell you who to call, why to call, when to call.
Yeah, so these are people that are already in my CRM. They're already in my LOS.
Yep.
By the way, they're in my LOS first. They better be in my CRM. If they're not, I need a CRM because I need to automate some drip campaigns.
Yes, sir.
And you're teaching me today, hey, your CRM is doing X, Y, and Z for you, but your CRM is not giving you the same alerts that I'm going to give you.
Yes.
I'm going to give you alerts because I'm tracking data like the amount of equity that they've accumulated, or whether or not their credit score is
Did they just get
today.
married? Was there a death in the family, right?
Wait, you
is
can
there an
track
empty
that?
nester? Of course, empty nesters. Of course.
Sales Boomerang does that.
Yeah, we deliver those now. They're called life events.
Life events.
Yeah.
So you, like, I read this really cool book It wasn't Atomic Habits, but it was a book on habits. Shout out to Brandon Goldberg, because Brandon actually is who gave me the book. He's a fan of the show.
Yeah,
and,
nice.
We typically have a centerpiece. Like today's the baseball cap.
Yeah,
but
and I'm playing with one of these.
Oh, yeah, we've had whiskey bottles. We've had bottles of Don Julio. We've had books.
Yeah.
All things I'm into, alcohol and reading, basically. I like to make money and I like to drink.
And read.
Yeah,
And
read.
Yeah.
But no, I read a really cool chapter in that book where it basically stated that Target
Yes.
knows when women are pregnant
Yes.
before the women know they're pregnant.
Yes.
Like Target knows that.
Yeah.
You're telling me that your technology
Yeah.
knows when one of my, maybe they're not even a client yet. They're a wannabe client. We call them TBDs. To be
TBDs.
determined.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my TBDs just got married.
Just got
'Cause
married.
We all know, when do people buy houses? Like loan officers who've been tuning in the past 200 plus episodes,
Yeah.
they hear me teach them. We focus on the purchase. Why do we focus on the purchase? Because people are going to buy homes where their rates are 3% or 13%. Why? They're going to get married, they're going to get divorced, they're going to have babies, they're going to move from Baltimore to Boulder, Colorado. Like
right.
all of those
All
life
of those things.
events
Yes.
will force someone to buy and sell real estate.
And in a rate-locked environment, a life event is what's going to make you take an action.
1,000%. You're sitting with a guy right now who really wants to buy a home
Yeah.
on the west coast of Florida,
Yeah.
on a deep canal, because ultimately that's where I want to
You're
spend
about to
most
get
of my
blown
time.
up by realtors. Everyone's about to
Yeah,
be
but-
reaching out to you.
Good.
He's like, I
But
want to
ready?
buy a home.
But guess what? I'm a terrible mortgage client in today's market. That's a second home purchase.
Yes.
There is nothing forcing me to get out there
Yep.
and buy.
Yeah.
A life event would.
Would, yes.
A life event, I have to buy. I don't care if rates are 3.5 or 6.5.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care if the market's at its peak, if the market's going to come down 5% or go up another 10%. I have to buy a house.
Yes.
Life events force people to buy homes.
Life happens.
75% of everyone who buys a house gets a mortgage.
Yes.
That's a fact. So Sales Boomerang giving me that type of data is
Look.
huge. Now I just need the sales force who's actually going to act on it.
Let me not be humble anymore about this, right? So, like, to the point, this has been said several times. Let's say it to your audience too. Sales Boomerang is the most tangible ROI in this industry. Our entire mission is your North Star. That's what we talk to our lenders about all the time. What is your North Star? Return on investment.
Yes.
That's our North Star. We want your return on investment to be through the roof. That's why we created Rockstar Retention Awards. That is the people, and KP is one of the people that has it, right? For every dollar invested into Sales Boomerang, they get $50 back. Okay? That's a Rockstar Award. When you get to the Rockstar status through Sales Boomerang, Retention Rockstar, that means you have invested $1 and you got at least $50 back every time you invest in Sales Boomerang. But that means you're over-serving your customer base. That's why we reward you. It's not, yay, you've made money. It's, yay, you've helped the customers that needed to be helped in this moment. So, again, since we're kind of got onto Sales Boomerang directly, it's in all environments, but in this environment specifically, identifying the person that could get value from a call from you is the most important thing you should be focusing on. Random conversations for people that can't do anything is a waste of time. Focus on the people that need you and would appreciate a call from you right now, and watch your business skyrocket. Watch it change, transform. You saw the slide on stage. You
Yes.
saw me talk about. KP said last week, my best May in history was not 2020 or 2021. It was 22. Last month. That was his best
And this
May.
is coming from a top 50.
Correct.
CEO of a top 50 mortgage lender.
Correct.
In our country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My prediction, top 10 soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, soon.
That's fantastic.
Go ahead, KP.
So when we slow down, you can hear the
Oh, yeah, we
echo.
can hear
By the way, we're legit in a trade show. Like,
Yeah.
we are legit in a trade show, and people
Yeah.
are getting ready to start talking. So we're probably gonna have to wrap it up because it's like we're now talking over someone else.
This is the best podcast you've done.
This
right
is by
here. This
far.
is it.
This is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
disruptive.
All right. So here's what we're gonna.
We
tell
should have
people
started
that they
when
need
she
to do.
started talking.
So we are going to let people know.
Yes.
When it comes to technology, a CRM is a must.
Must.
Automated marketing campaigns
Is a must.
is a must.
Intelligence.
Okay. Utilizing presentations.
Must.
Mortgage coach.
Yes.
Sales Boomerang.
Yes.
Okay. We talked
Coaching.
about coaching isn't even a technology,
But it's a must.
but
Anyway.
it's a must.
Yes.
One or two other technologies that are a must.
Capacity. I mentioned
Capacity,
capacity.
I
Yeah,
got that
this
one.
is fantastic. I would say, let me just think of another great one that we're really big fans of. They start to melt together.
I mean, that's a lot. We threw a
Simple
lot at
Nexus
them.
for me is
Okay.
a must.
There
Love
you
Simple
go.
Nexus.
I love what Simple Nexus is doing because they're creating that customer interface at the point of sale.
Yes.
that is more user friendly
Yes.
than many of the
Yeah.
standard.
They're cheering for us, Dustin.
Oh, you hear that?
Yeah.
They're probably telling us to wrap up like they do on like the Oscars and the
Yeah,
Emmys
the
when-
music starts to
yes,
play.
the music starts playing and they just start clapping. But we'll take that as our cue.
Yeah, we'll
Alex.
take that as our cue.
But no, yeah. So check out Simple Nexus.
Simple Nexus, fantastic. Yes.
Okay.
Um,
How about this? I like to ask a lot of the guests.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice you wished was given to you when you were graduating college, graduating high school? You have small children. As your
Yeah.
children age into young adulthood, what's some advice that you're going to make sure that you pass along to them as it pertains to being more fiscally sound or educated? Or it doesn't have to be that. Like we got coaching. Coaching is
Yeah.
a huge one.
Coaching is a huge
Mentorship
one.
is a huge one.
You know, I think I give the same advice to anyone at all stages of life, and that is just find the thing you love to do and do it, right? Find the game you love to play and play it. Whatever that game is, it's business, it's in the nonprofit space, a real sport, whatever it is. Find the thing that brings you joy and do that. That's it. That's the advice I wish somebody gave me, and I think I got that advice without it being put into those words, because my parents just encouraged me to do the things I wanted to do, even though I was off the walls. If we got some stories to share, not on this microphone, but it truly is, and I give this advice to everyone on the team, is just make sure you're playing the game you enjoy to play. Whatever you choose in life, just make sure you're enjoying it. If you don't enjoy it, you don't have to do it. Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Mine as of late, with especially my 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's things I'm telling him I'm proud about. So I'm proud that you're a great person. So I tell them, be a good person and try hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you can focus on being a good
Put
person,
effort into it.
and then try hard at whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Then you throw in and make sure what you do is what you enjoy. I think awesome. If people want to connect with you, is LinkedIn the best way?
LinkedIn, just go to the website, go to salesboomerang.com.
Salesboomerang.com is easy to find.
Very easy to find. Definitely on LinkedIn. I'm all around the conferences too, so just come find me. I love to connect with people, so just let's hang.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Alex, I appreciate you taking the time to be on
Thank
the Lone
you.
Star podcast.
Yeah.
He is Alex, the CEO of Sales Boomerang.
Yes.
Kutsishin.
There you go. You did it.
Alex Kutsishin with Sales Boomerang.
Yes.
I'm Dustin Owen with the Lone Star podcast. That's all the time we have for you today, but we will catch you on the next episode. Peace.